afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I am, as ever, very glad to have you here. Lizard, T-Dragon, anybody else who's just hanging out and lurking, it is lovely to have you, and we are going to be returning to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney today. Full disclosure, I am pretty tired today and feeling a little bit sick, but I didn't want to skip stream, partly because I love the Ace Attorney streams, and partly because after yesterday's frankly disastrous stream, just for my own sake, I wanted to have what is hopefully going to be a good stream. Hi, Luca. Thank you for hanging out and lurking. Also, thank you for Big Frog. So yeah, we're going to be getting back into this. Emma Sky is best girl. I will not be taking any questions or comments at this time, because it is objective truth. So yeah, let us get back into it. Heck, this music is so good. I really do like this game. Oh my god. So this is the second hoss that I've had to ban today. How's this one spelled? That is... I feel like the hosses, more than any of the other bots, are kind of proving how little Twitch is doing to fix this issue. These are all variations on the same name. All they're really doing is swapping out zeros for O's. Maybe sometimes adding an underscore or something at the end. But Twitch can do this. Lots of people are banning them. Lots of people are reporting them. But Twitch apparently doesn't give a fuck. So yeah, the hosses are, for me, indicative of a wider problem. Like in the situation we saw before, where the names are diverse, you know, yes, Twitch should do more things to try to prevent bots from creating accounts, but, you know, whatever. Whereas this, I don't know a single streamer who hasn't been followed by, at this point, at least multiple variations of hoss. I know several non-streamers who have been followed by at least one hoss. Just people who have Twitch accounts to watch. And Twitch just doesn't do anything. So yeah, I'm sorry that was the immediate thing that I started talking about. But frankly, it's worth noting. And on that note, I've been back and forth about whether it's a good idea, but I am going to be taking Wednesday off Twitch. In spite of the fact that I normally stream on Wednesday, I won't be streaming this Wednesday. I am going to be taking part in the day off Twitch. I'll use the opportunity to speak about the issue in other places, but Twitch just isn't doing enough, frankly. Have a good supply trip, Lizard. If you get snacks, please bring some for chat. Anyway, on to more positive things. We're returning to the bonus case, Rise from the Ashes, with best girl Emma Sky. And just immediately confirmed best girl. Best design, best music. She's actually a very good character. She's so good. So what we discovered last stream is that her sister is in trouble, and she came looking for the legendary Mia Fey. Yeah, she wasn't looking for us. She was looking for our boss. But it's fine, because she found us, and we've won a total of 4 cases. Ever. Which I guess is good enough. But yeah, she wants us to defend her sister. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Shark Boy is theoretically competent. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of, jumpy. Or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Yes, that is young. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? Set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. You're not wrong, Luca. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position, then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. I love her so much. She's so good. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age, no less. Great, another future professional in training. So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. You are 16 years old. You are literally a child. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigations should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. That's exactly what happened there, Luca. Thank you. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. But first, tell me about the case. What's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. If she were to commit a murder, she would use a gun, like she did the first 3 times. Not a knife. God, what kind of an amateur do you think she is? I mean... So, it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. Yeah, we've had a lot of not particularly reliable witnesses, so... I'm willing to trust that the witness is either lying or mistaken. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. I love the fact that she's like, I'm not a child, but then she uses, it's a scientific fact, the same way it would be in, like, fucking Dora the Explorer. It's just... This mix of incredible childishness and incredible confidence makes her so endearing. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right. I suppose I will. Promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but look. Look. Mia is currently unavailable. She's out of the country. That's interesting. How would she know Mia? Yeah, how do you know Mia? My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. Hello, Chen! Enjoy your lurk. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Okay, admittedly, you can't always judge, My grandfather's first name was Marian. He was Polish, and it wasn't even a super uncommon name. In South Africa, specifically among Zulu people, Linda is a fairly common man's first name. So, you can't really judge by first name, so I don't blame her. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Yeah. Same kind of thing, Luca. There are not super uncommon situations where you can't really judge. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Oh, she hates her sister. You're the murderer, pinned it on your sister. Fucking got him. Huh? But she's my only family. Yeah, Skim, another great example. Your only family? What about your parents? You know, Phoenix, do you have parents? You've never once referenced them. Even when you were at school, you never talked about your parents. They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, okay, that's much sadder than I was expecting. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm an attorney, I swear! See this? It's my attorney's badge. Ah, well, never seen a real one before. You're the first one who's actually been interested in mine, believe me. Its composition is mostly silver. The gold plating is flaking a bit. Oh my god! Oh my god. Phoenix. A high schooler is completely wrecking you. She analyzed it, scientifically. There doesn't appear to be any corrosion due to sulfides. I'd give you $50 for it. She's trying to buy my attorney's badge. I like this girl more and more. Sorry, but it's not for sale. I stole it off an attorney after I murdered him in an alley. You know, being a shark. Anyway, let's go talk to her sister. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. Well, she told you that she doesn't like her sister that much. That's what's wrong with Emma. God, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am, it's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want to raise this here, What the fuck? How are all these people supposedly determining the raises of people in completely different departments? What the fuck is this world? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Okay. So we know it's not what's going on. But when I first saw this, I kind of hoped that this was just her sprite. Not a back sprite, but just the way she looked. That she just completely covered her face. It's not. She has a face. But I kind of wish. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. I hate this woman. Oh. Oh, but she is very pretty. Oh, Luca, I hope you have photos of that, because you better post. But, I hated her until I saw her face, and now I'm ambivalent, because she's very pretty. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry? What exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana. Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? Why is she in military getup? What? Why is she in military getup? What is the government? Has this place been taken over by like a military coup? Is there some deep backstory that they're not telling us? 2 sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana, I mean, they're just like Mia and Maya. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Yes, Luca. Typically, the military uses its own lawyers, and the chief prosecutor wouldn't have a uniform unless they were in the military, which hasn't been made clear so far. They just said, "Yeah, this game's world is confusing. I love it, but it's confusing." There is something you should know from the start. Which is, the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Like, Pez, I get that. It still doesn't explain why the chief prosecutor is in a military uniform with medals. But also, this is an incredibly short case. She confessed. That was easy. Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? Crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? Crime took place in the underground parking lot, prosecutor's office. Well, you see, Pez, they also never specify what the laws are. Pez? No, Chen! Chen, thank you for giving a gift sub to Pez. That is absurdly kind. Also, how dare you, you cutie. Inching ever closer. Yes, Phoenix breaks the law several times. But then, so do the prosecutors, so, you know, it all comes out in the wash. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot. Caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. So, who is the victim? An investigator with the police department. If you killed Gumshoe, I'ma be real angry. I suppose the correct term is detective. If you hurt Gumshoe... Detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. Realistically, very, very difficult to kill people with stabbing. Especially a single stabbing. People generally survive a lot more than that. Unless you hit like an important organ. people survive a hell of a lot. That's also fair, Pez. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. Victim was a detective. Oh shit, I didn't know that, Skim. You know what that means, don't you? If you say his name is Gumshoe, they will have to put me on stand for murder, and that's fine. I'll confess to it. Yeah, Pez, a lot of people get stabbed by their own dumb. Hi, Bubbles. Uh-oh. What? Mr. Wright, what does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. Okay, I don't think it's Gumshoe. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. Juice, this is Lana, whose name is Anal backwards. Yes, everyone's thinking it, I'll just say it. Who is the chief prosecutor. She is the victim, she's the suspect in a case, and she has confessed. Maya is not, this is the bonus case, and Maya is not in this case. Instead, we get cute Emma Skye, who is Maya's superior in every way. So you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Are you aware that several of your prosecutors are just constantly breaking the law, preparing witnesses, fucking bribing the police? Because I feel like you're not doing your job. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. An awfully large nutshell. Heh, not. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. It all feels too convenient. Yeah, Pez, please be careful. Please do not try to remove your own appendix. And if you're concerned that you're in a bad place, go to the hospital. Got out within minutes. Okay, it's already been removed. That's good to know, Pez. I thought you were going to amateur surgery yourself. Huh? I am not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Okay, Phoenix. You have several times defended people who have confessed to crimes. We can manage this. That sounds terrifying, Pez. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? Hi, Alistair. A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey! It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. She'd suck any number of dicks to achieve it. Jen! Thank you for gifting a sub to Alistair. You heckin' cutie. I love the fact that Chen is just lurking and occasionally dropping a gift sub. Yes, Chen very much wishes to win this the Simp War. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Oh ho ho! I think you're correct, Bubbles. They were in lesbians. Excuse me? Intellectually attractive. Lana was top of her class in school, and also just a plain top. Chen? That's so cute. I assume that's from... What's his name? Chris? I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. Sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright? Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But, Lana! Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You're not a very cooperative suspect, but whatever. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed, after all. The case is over. Right, I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. And also, I will do my best to be a surrogate father figure to your sister, because you're doing a shit job of taking care of her. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. Zach has Biza? It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what. What kind of Biza, Zach? Oh, shit! Pez, thank you. That reminds me. Luca. Just for you. Only for you. Anyone else can listen, but this is just for you. I saw you wanted one of those earlier. I saw you wanted an evil laugh, so I did. Also, I have murdered Luca. It's fine. Luca's ghost will be happy. Yes, Zach. I sometimes make very mean puzzles. Oh God. I made this one puzzle for D&D for our group. It pissed me off so much. I basically had to just explain to our group how to solve it. There were 12 symbols on the ground. And for some reason, people just looked at the first symbol and ignored the other 11. And then I'm like... And eventually I just stopped them like, as DM, let me remind you, there are 12 symbols. And, oh, maybe we should look at another symbol. Yes, and then after that, they couldn't figure out how to stand on pictures. God. Because I've given that exact same puzzle to another group, and they solved it in, like, a couple of minutes. They explored the environment, they looked at the symbols, they figured shit out. This was just impossible, and yeah, Zach, the thing is, Zach was, like, co-DM, and he's played a lot more D&D, so he was just acting in the part of Barbarian, low intelligence, but high strength. And he just fucking broke statues while everyone else was examining a single picture. It was amazing. Oh, being a DM can be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, Layla was a cleric. She was just dumb as a box of rocks. That's so interesting, Pez. Anyway, back to the game at some point. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor. Again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. Enjoy your lurk, Alistair. Honestly, that's quite a clever puzzle, Pez. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking office at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Oh, okay. Anything more you have to say? Nope. I remember this scene more than I can explain from when I played this on 3DS several years ago. This, for me, always stands out very strongly. Can't fully explain it. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Why is this your first visit, Phoenix? Your first visit should have been, like, after your second case, to lay several complaints against Miles Edgeworth. This cannot be your first visit, my god! Hey, everyone! Keep up the good work! Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they're gonna be my co-workers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. Oh my god! He knows! He knows that he's not supposed to be here. Trying to not stand out too much here, see? Hey there! You spitting to go unnoticed here, partner? Wait, this is not Gumshoe. Partner? No, that is not Gumshoe. Oh my god! What? What is happening in this game? What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall! Oh my god, his name is Marshall! Oh my god, he shaves with a knife! What is... This is amazing! Marshall? Looks more like a sheriff to me. looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel, but this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? It's our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. Fixing to mess with what's ours? You'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? Is this man delusional? Who let this man onto a crime scene? I see no evidence that he is any kind of policeman. He just asked me if I know what dreams the cacti dream. If I heard an actual human being saying that, I would assume they were mentally ill. What's this guy talking about? He drinks from a hip flask! Oh, this is amazing. You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina. Was that a hombre, a friend of yours? Kind of, sort of. Yeah, he's a detective. No, Emma, I don't think he is. I think he lied to you. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Anyway, you're incompetent if you didn't see the fucking wallet on the ground. What's this, a wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. That's not scientific, Emma. Put it in your pocket is much less scientific than getting the actual police involved. Oh my god. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Oh. God, these games are incredible. There seems to be something inside. Well, yes, it's a wallet. I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way her eyes are sparkling, I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now, look at the court record. And this is completely new. This was added, I believe, for the DS/3DS re-release. You know, I said I played it on 3DS. I didn't. I think I originally played this on DS, which is absurd. And there are all these extra little things you can do to investigate. You ain't wrong about that, Luca. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully from all sides. Now, let's start examining. From every angle. Chat. It's a fucking 3D model. It's a 3D model. Oh look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out. You mean the clasp? The clasp is not a clue. Oh yeah, no, I remember that, Bubbles. And because it was added for the re-release, they made sure to add so much extra fucking stuff. Skim, there are 3 mainline ones. So there's Ace Attorney, Ace Attorney Justice for All, Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. There are also several spin-offs. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. ID number 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? What do you mean scientific investigation? We opened a wallet. Bubbles, I mean the... Oh, shit. What's his name? The Apollo Justice games. Which I consider spin-offs in that they're not 100% mainline, but they are, like, they're official. The crossover I've never played. I've heard it's good. Yeah, 3 games for Phoenix, 3 games for Apollo Justice. Have good lunch, and thank you for the simping, Chan. Yes, Zach, there is. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which I super want to play. I guess, though I don't know what science has to do with it. Goodman's ID card... Goodman's ID added to the court record. So, I actually haven't played any except the 3 mainline games, which I've finished the first 2. I don't think I ever finished Trials and Tribulations. I got stuck on one of the cases and was too stubborn to look up a guide. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. Yeah, I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. Okay, can we examine this? Maybe there's something on the back of this card. I wish I could read what that says. Because I do see 100% there. I accept that, Bubbles. It's just the main ones that I've played. Okay. For Zach's sake, I will choose violence. Aha! A ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please. Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. That wasn't as exciting as Zach made me think it would be. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears! No, my ears! Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure? What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. There's nothing more to it yet, Zach. Hello, wall. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait! I know! This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. It probably is, Zach. I will not vote in the poll, but let us see how the poll plays out. Also, I like the fact that I make Luca a mod, and immediately the first thing he does is make polls. Fine, I will vote. Because I do choose violence. Look! A door! This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No! It won't open! A mysterious lock? I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. I love her enthusiasm. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of a dual destiny. Aha! The theory of relativity. That's not what that means, sweetheart. What? Gotta write this down. Ah! Hey, Mr. Wright! Maybe, you know, was Mr. Relativity German, or was he British? Oh, Emma. If you're going to be a scientist, there are some basics you need to learn. Look, a stylish glass-walled room. Very nice. You can see the whole parking lot from in there. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe? Is everyone dumb? Huh? Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later. I hate to break it to you, but I think it's probably just a security guard office. You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. That's great, but you have no common sense. Phoenix and I, we're the same person. Oh. This is probably the car. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. Drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. You know what? You do that, Emma. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. You sort of are. I do love you, but you're sort of suspicious. You are right, Bubbles. This isn't the first time it's happened. Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Sir, did you just threaten me? Ah! Scary! Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, little filly's got a good nose on her. You wanna know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, eh? It's not a saddle. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what, Josh? This is the most important thing. This gentleman, who is called Marshall, thinks he's in the Wild West, and who I slightly love. Please. No problem, partner. About time for victuals anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prosecutor's office. Might just find you a curvassa you like. What the fuck does that mean? Prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Note to self. Look up Victuals, Saloon, Curvassa. I know what two of those words mean. Victuals is food. A saloon is like a bar. The fuck is a Curvassa? I'm literally going to look this up. It's not Curvassa. I was completely misreading it. Also, it's apparently misspelt in the game because it's supposed to have a Z instead of the S. Okay, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. It is just the Spanish for beer. Yeah, it's a Spanish word meaning beer. Cerveza. Thank you, Luca. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like. Just keep your paws off our claim. You know, Luca, you could just have stopped it as why is this man? Right. Great. Great! Maybe there are some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me? Who is this now? I don't know what voice to give him. Were you two all set? Us? No, it's not him. Oh! Chat, it's Booba. What's this? She couldn't be. Also, she has rice bowls on her hat? You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. Hello. Half and half, was it? It's an octopus hot dog choker. That's amazing. Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance. Luca, you gotta fix the thirst. Especially passers-by. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up? Uh-huh. You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Perfect timing on the ada, because that's exactly what this is. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up, Queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am! Oh my god. So Phoenix is confirmed a bottom at this point. There's nothing he likes more than someone incredibly dominant. Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny? Was yesterday special for some reason? Yesterday was the murder, Phoenix! My god, pay attention! You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of iniquity. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. Oh my god, Bubbles. She does have weird Firekeeper vibes to her. I mean, take away her hat. So, she's saying there was some sort of prosecutor's convention yesterday. I mean, without the hat, I could totally see her being a firekeeper. Like, obviously, like, change her outfit a little bit. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up. Ew! The most heinous of all the evil ones. The one they awarded yesterday. No, Luca. We don't want to make her naked. Bubbles just pointed out she was talking about something, and Bubbles wrote Ashen Ones in chat. And I said that with a different outfit, she would make a good firekeeper. Like Dark Souls. Also, Luca, you immediately said how thirsty you were. You cannot judge us for the horny. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Oh shit, I get it, Luca. No. I do not want her to cover up. I just think her hat's a bit silly. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. That's fucking Edgeworth's car, isn't it? One thing's clear. This lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So, what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Starr? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so... Here's the thing. She's got an explicit grudge against prosecutors. Not the most reliable witness. A knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Skye's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Because they were fucking each other. Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. And for some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No? Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Tso's trilobite lunch set. I don't want to eat a trilobite. Ever. Never mind. You win. I don't even want to appreciate part of the trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. And since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. Well, romance doesn't pay the bills. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis, not. Phoenix, that's so mean. She is 16. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Huh, perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. You need to throw out that chowder, ma'am. What? Why? I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning. Scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking, cuff-up queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Is this who died? About this card. Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card, it's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady? Why? It's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? Because you are, from this side of the screen as well, Phoenix, don't worry. A defense attorney must be able to fight. Well, fuck, if you've seen Marvel vs. Capcom, you know he can. Also, I'm still holding out hope for Phoenix as the last Smash character. He won't be, but I'm still holding out hope. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickle Supreme lunchbox? I don't like pickles much, so no thanks. Wow, it's really crunchy. A box of pickles? Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. You did, Zach. She said a defense attorney should be able to fight. And I said, you know, he can. Okay. I think we're done here. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Oh! Oh, Emma! Look, look! There's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What, that shield? Takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Well, based on the suit hanging framed on the wall, I think I know who it is. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice! It's the man whose dick I haven't had a chance to suck yet, but, you know. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! You know him from somewhere? Interestingly, there are actually little things from all of the cases so far. There's the tea set from the Bellboy. There's a samurai figurine from the Samurai Show. Those were the only two cases where he was prosecutor. I don't see anything from Oh shit, the flower arrangement is probably like for his father. Wait a minute. Is that his suit? Or is that Von Karma's suit? Did he fucking murder Von Karma and skin him? And it turns out that that was never a suit. That's just his skin. And he was in court naked the whole time. I like the lore we're building up. It's his old suit. Okay. But also, please look it up, Luca. Von Karma's coat was blue. Okay. So no, it's just his old suit. Of course! I'm his biggest fan! My sister introduced us once, and... Right. Her sister is the chief prosecutor, after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. Yeah, I wish you'd be stuck-up me. No, did I? No! It was just Mr. Wright here. He... Hey, don't blame me. We were just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? The body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. I mean, you say that, Zach, as if it's a bad thing. It's really not. That would be my car. Look at that fucking smile! Look at that smile! He doesn't want to be proud of his car, but he is proud of his car. What? Your car? Say one thing, she certainly can scream. So yeah, this is from the Steel Samurai. This is from the Bellboy. I suspect this is like basically a remembrance of his father thing. We can find out. My. What an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Oh god. Oh no. Oh god. Oh no. She's back. Oh no, chat. This is the worst timeline. Wendy. I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? I don't think so. Ooh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Yeah, but this isn't it. Shut up, Phoenix. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket, right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. Prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. How are you the best prosecutor? Every time we came across each other, you lost. No, fuck that. You are not the best prosecutor. What? So? So that K, that's... A stands for king? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors? Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. Admittedly, Luca, he also always wins incredibly unethically. Let's see if there's anything fancy about this. A thing on the bottom. Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here. It looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Is it Von Karma? It is. I guess he must be a foreigner. Well, he's more a vampire, but sure. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor and cheat. I'd like to meet this Von Karma sometime. And she says it, his name does have kind of a ring to it. I don't think there's anything else. Nope. Not yet. Wait. I can click on it again? But that's the King of Prosecutors shield, huh? Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the King of Prosecutors. Do you make the other prosecutors kneel? Do you extract taxes from them? Do you make them fight in your wars? Huh? Huh? King? Is that what you do? Fucking king, man? Congratulations! King of Prosecutors! Please, stop saying that. That still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of this shield broken off? A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. Oh my god! No, chat, you have gone too far. Edgeworth does not make the other prosecutors do the Jacko challenge. But he's the king, so he could. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair? Nah, it's nothing. Apparently, Jacko is a character from Guilty Gear who, in-game, does that pose as her crouch, which basically confirms that she has no bones. Whoa, these are all case files. They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. No, that's earthquakes. He must have someone get them for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? He must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. I think that's everything I can examine. Nope, couch. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I legit misread that last word as wanking, and that is such a different thought. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair, and little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool? It is if you're already hot. So, the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it, Wright. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. You know, Emma, you're not helping as much as you think you are. Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister then? Yes, sir. Emma Skye. It's nice to meet you again. Now that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me too, to think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Yeah, so why is he still able to practice law? Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. There is, we've already examined it. Chief Prosecutor Skye? Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. I mean, I'm still technically not, but, you know, after I crawled out of the ocean and sharked a guy in an alley and took his prosecutor's badge, his attorney's badge, I kind of act like a lawyer. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. Why do you have a knife like that, Edgeworth? What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. That suddenly makes much more sense, actually. No prints. Interesting. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't you take a joke? It's not much of a joke. Phoenix? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Now fucking get him, Emma. Let's see if there's anything interesting about this knife. Oh? This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. In a three-piece suit and cravat. Edgeworth in the wild? I didn't catch that last thing, but he was probably just saying how Edgeworth is a bit of a pansy. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. Okay. So there's nothing interesting about the knife. Tell me more about this, buddy. So basically this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why's that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? Presumably because they break defense. That's what they do. What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Oh, you're so right, Luca. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday. First, tell me about the fucking knife, buddy boy. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense. Especially with you. God, just kiss already. He doesn't like you much, does he, Mr. Wright? Nah, with Edgeworth it's never personal. Oh, excuse me. Big ol' yawn. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office, and so we cleaned out an unnecessary detective by murdering him and stuffing him in a car. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield? I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. Murder happened at 5:15. That's not a lot of time. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. Because defense attorneys are essentially considered absolute scum in this universe. Prosecutors can break any fucking law they like, whereas defense attorneys either can't or don't. Hello, Stitch. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Hey, parking stub. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. Murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, Mr. Wright? I'd appreciate it if you'd direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh. Okay. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief. Sir, I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Sir Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but sir, I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your... Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins? You know what? He looks like an Officer Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. Good luck with that raise next month. What the fuck do prosecutors get to decide that bullshit? But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Oh my god, Phoenix! Oh my god, that's so mean. Right. Yes, sir? Gah! He caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. It seems to have finally calmed down at least. Yes, Luca. Thank you for confirming that Stitch is in fact an incredible cutie. Hey, so what do you think of this knife? You. Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. You didn't even look at me. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it! So that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite. The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. I actually want to check this parking stop. These games have a bad habit of putting useful things on the back. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. It just goes to show, you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. I don't think that's the thing to take from this. There are sweet teas, Luca. It's knockoff Sonic the Hedgehog. Phew. We're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me, that took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. Police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on, what is that? Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh, wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Like some sort of other blue mammal. One who gotta go fast. Forget the blue badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the blue badger? Oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well... At least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey! I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. I'm actually going to take a brief break to get some more water and to do a stretch, because I'm a little bit tired today. So I think a break will do me good. Chat, I'm going to encourage you to vibe while I'm away. And to aid that, I'm going to put on some vibe-worthy music. I hope it's vibe-worthy. I will be back in 2 or 3 minutes. How was the vibe, chat? Did you enjoy vibing? Stitch, I'm sad that you are crying. I'm sad that you're sad. Why are you sad, Stitch? Can I help you not be sad? Anyway. What can you tell us, Detective Gumshoe? I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Hi, Toucans. Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against them. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal. Can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Whoa! Chief Prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate the case carefully, okay? Scientifically. With pink glasses. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. You know, after all the times that fake evidence was used to convict innocent people. You know. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe? What did you do this time? What do you mean, this time? Then, what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true. We never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being led into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? Well, anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the Badger dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? Chief of Police himself is directing this investigation, pal. Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall. Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. Patrol man in charge of the crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. Curious indeed. Detective Gumshoe, can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is the detective's ID card. You can't just keep that, you have to turn it into the police. I'm not a magician. I can't turn it into the police. Aha! 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 It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Nice, Luca. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs? Whoa! Now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? So, this ID card belonged to the victim? He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Skye called him out there, to the parking lot. And Lana's confessing as much. What do you think of this knife that I'm brandishing? Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Skye to do such a thing? Wait, I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. It's Von Karma all over again. Car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. For Mr. Edgeworth, what could have happened? She's got a lot more sympathy for Edgeworth than she does for her sister. We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Okay, these two pieces of evidence give you the same scene. And let's see what he thinks of the King of Prosecutors. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal! I got an award for diligence, myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. Tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. Must be missing something. Probably this. I was wondering about that. What? The Dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece! I would not describe that as a masterpiece, in any sense. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The Chief threw together some designs, and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances, dances, dances until the battery dies. Poor Blue Badger, fated to dance until he drops. Oh god, work of art is even in quotes. Can I examine this? Okay, this one I can't spin around. I can just look at it. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that, your soup will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets. Yes, Chris, I'm glad you agree. I don't think it's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they were designed after a panda. You know, for someone who's all about science, you're presenting shockingly little evidence for that. A panda? Not that I have scientific proof. It's just a theory. Okay, at least you admitted it. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We had just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. You know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human. She has a point. He's in a tough spot. Again. Again? Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. That's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is... What was his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? Nope. Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. Okay. So that does officially nail this down as being in the US. So why the fuck is it like this? For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this, and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Japanifornia. I agree, Bubbles. Emma's a great character. I'm glad she returns. Allows Vera to investigate the crime scene. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there, and nobody will look at you twice, pal. That is actually incredibly helpful. Looks like the investigation is still ongoing. I assume this is Lady? I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. That was her boyfriend, I think. Yeah, look. Honestly, yeah. They just mix America and Japan and don't really care too much. Oh, Still here? Hello? Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs, too. What happened to the security guard? She has many boyfriends. Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doji that's lost its herd. I don't know what a doji is. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. There's something I wanted to ask you. Scene of the crime. Cold grave for men who've lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep. You know what? I assumed that, Bubbles, but he says that lost its herd? Dogs don't have herds. Apparently a doji is a motherless or neglected calf. I just looked it up. Well, should we show this hopeless case something to catch his interest? There's something I wanted to ask you. Oh, okay. He's literally not answering us. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go straight into the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog? He holding a birthday party or something? Yeah, I remember that, Bubbles. From the second game, there are a lot of much more explicitly Japanese things. Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Ah, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe, better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. That's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for unknown lands. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hoot, Nanny. Note to self. These investigations are like settling land. They're not, Emma. This man is just unwell. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Yeah, he said manifest destiny. Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, aren't you a feisty doji there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. Okay, Bubbles, I'm looking at it. Okay, that's very funny, Bubbles. One stab to the chest. A fine piece of work. Except Angel told me that she stabbed and stabbed. Which is very different from a single stab to the chest. Here's the autopsy report. Oh good, I'm glad I actually got the autopsy report before instead of the day off. I'm impressed, Luca. Also, Hemlo again. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So, there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot? So it seems, by calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but what the fuck are you doing here? Who are you? Why are you dressed like this? My god, man. Just, like, get a shirt and some pants. You don't need to wear a poncho. Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? Calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Ah, Luca. Not Luca, Lizard. Lizard is back? Ah, Lizard, how was shopping for apartment things? Huh? Was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So, why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, huh? Edgeworth? That cowdog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Well, that's interesting. I actually want to check. Death due to loss of blood, 1 knife wound, died within an hour. Sorry, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found. I think that line is going to be very important, because the witness said she stabbed again and again. Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? Gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. It's what we do in Texas. No, it's not! What the fuck? Nice, Lizard. Also, I'm assuming you've moved to a new place by the sounds of it? It's very exciting. Remind me never to visit Texas. Yeah, spending any amount of time with deer will remind you never to visit Texas. What's that? Some sort of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID card. Strangely enough, we found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance in this rat hole? If you want distance, get yourself to Texas. Sir, please. I'm so glad you found a good place, Lizard. I know you were struggling. is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. That's a terrible note to take, Emma. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. He's not a pro! Okay, he doesn't care about that. I don't think I can get much more from him at the moment, but I can examine shit now. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. No, gut feeling would. We've not even looked at it yet. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Of course we should. Right, let's check it out. Wow, the game was doing that for me. Man, what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know? Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. I see the series is as popular as ever with the kids. I would like to open this. I did it! This phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Oh my god, Emma! He is... I think Phoenix is established as being like 26 at this point. Oh yeah, Luca. In fact, I think somebody clipped that because they consider it to be pig lore. Whatever, let's check this phone out. Now, to see who the owner of this phone called last. To be fair to that person, I barely know what Snapchat is. All I know about Snapchat is that for a while it was like the premier way to send nudes. That's basically all I know. It may still be. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. I fucking love that they made a cell phone-ized version of this. Hey, that song! I know that! Hey, what's going on over there? Ah! Oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this, anyway? Whose is it? It belongs to Chief Prosecutor Sky. What? It's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. Oh, shit. Why the fuck would she call me? What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. No, they don't! My God! I was about to make a terrible joke. I will not. Uh-oh. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Last call made at 8:15 on the day of the murder. Not just for lying. God, no one would be alive then. I want to see if there's anything else I can do here. Just that? Which I suppose I could do again, but I don't think would do me any further favors. This appears to be the car where the body was found. Yes, take your meds. Looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Ugh, sorry, big yawn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. Oof, Zach. Do your best to get that. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I'll be able to park my car here. You said you wanted to be an investigator, not a prosecutor. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. No, you'll buy them from Larry, because that's probably his next job. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. That's kind of terrible. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? It does, Emma. Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. I don't think there's anything more. Nope. Let's talk to him about the phone. My sister's cell phone. Lizard, you may not have played this. This is a bonus case that was added for the DS and later re-releases. So if you played this when it originally came out, this case wasn't there. Last time it was used was 5/18, right after Goodman was killed. Maybe she was canceling her date for the night. I've got to say, the times of this case don't work out. Dude bled to death, but he was only stabbed at 5:15, and he died by 5:30. There's something weird about the timeline of this case. Why did Lana make that call? So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. But Lizard, how could you forget the first case with Emma, who is the best character? That's correct, but the goldmine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? Also that, Chris. There are 10,000 things that happen in every scene. How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? Chris, we don't talk about the clown. We just don't. No. That never... No. Apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here. But whomst? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Whom? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets, some people load them with deals. What, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? If there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off this case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? That's interesting. Unrelated, what do you think of the Blue Badger? Nothing in particular. Let's go chat to Edgeworth again. Oh! There is no more Edgeworth. Sharks tend not to want to bother people. Let's see if we can chat to Lana. We cannot. That's interesting. Not move. I wonder if she has anything to say. She does not. does she think of her sister's phone? Here, see this? Ah, I've noticed that defense attorneys have a tendency to want to show people that. What is this, a behavioral study of lawyers? I don't know where to go next. Which means I must have missed something. Hello, Niv. I would like to see your Medusa. Aw, that's super cute. I really like that, Niv. She is very cute. Ah, the toy shield. Suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? The toy knight, maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have a K for King of Detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note to self, the prosecutor's office in criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it, they've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. Oh, okay. I must have missed something. Right? Did I need to ask that thing first? Ooh, I can re-examine everything here. That's odd. Fabric is high-grade cashmere, Italian styling, silk ruffles, turquoise buttons, and a gold-threaded collar. I'm guessing it's worth around $5,000. $5,000? Speaking of which, your suit would be about... That's enough of that. I don't need my life appraised. Thank you very much. Looks like a shield of some kind. It's broken. Maybe it's made out of chocolate and its owner took a bite out of it. It appears to be made of bronze with gold plating. It's not worth much. $70 tops. This girl has a thing about pricing everything, doesn't she? I wonder what that big K means. It's not mysterious. We know. We've looked at everything in this office already. What an amazing bouquet. Garden it. Yeah. We've already looked at all this shit. We still have pup time. Pup time ain't going away. Quite tidy as one might expect. Polished so well I can see my own reflection. I prefer not to have to look at myself while I work. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. But there's no king on the board, which is interesting. But how is any of this relevant to the case? These are all case files. None of this is useful. Soft and comfy sofa. She made a pun. Okay. Ooh, I didn't look out the window. I mean, you're not wrong, Luca. It's always worth that. Whoa, what a view. It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... Got it. Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. Is it? Is it handy to know, Phoenix? No, nothing new here. I confess to being slightly confussed. No. He can't... He refuses to discuss anything about the evidence. You know what? Let's... Now that Agent Marshall isn't here, let's try to redial that number again. Maybe it'll be different in a different location. There's no need to push this again. What's wrong? You look like I do during finals. Never mind, it's nothing. Okay, so... That's not it. Oh, I'm so happy I haven't had exams in many years. I always get excited when I come to a police station. Why is that? It just feels like I've jumped into a movie. Huh? You know, with all the police and criminals. Well, I don't know if this is all that exciting. Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust. Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. Ugh, I'm not excited for when I have to go for my license. I'm sorry, Lizard. You know what? I'm going to pull up a walkthrough. Do I feel a little bit bad about it? Yes. Am I gonna let that stop me? No. I don't want the characters. There we go. Day 1 investigation. Okay, so I've been here. Sorry, I know it's not that exciting for you guys not to see anything while I just read a walkthrough, but I'm also very confused. The day of the crime. Yeah, I've already spoken to Edgeworth. Yeah. Yeah, I got the letter of introduction. I got the autopsy report. Press the redial button. Excuse me? I did check the trunk of his car. Heck this. Luca, start talking. Because, yeah. schools are really bad at making kids be interested in that. I looked at this before. I fucking looked at this. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Heck this. This is the one pixel I didn't look at. 67S 12-2. Look, something's written on it. And I'm pretty sure... Fine, Luca, you can rant during another stream when you're awake at a proper time. But here's the thing. Schools are not actually schools. They're daycare. That is their primary purpose. The primary purpose is not actually education. It sucks, and you can get a moderately good education from a very good school, but they're there to make sure that parents can go to work and have a place for their kids to be safe. I mean, yeah, school is your time of lowest responsibility. It's fucking great. 67S 12-2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. Oh yeah, they make you feel like you have high responsibility, but in retrospect, school is very low responsibility time. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? The only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? Cat, throw some cat jams at me. It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. There we go. That's interesting. It's fine, Lizard. You were cat jamming in your soul. The detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. And we've got enough time to start the actual trial. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. Oh, I didn't even mean to click there. One thing I'll let slip is the fact that they treat every mistake like it's unfixable. You work up to a test, study, get judged for asking the teacher any type of question, get judged for not doing your homework well instead of helped. Test comes, you make a mistake you were way too anxious to ask for help about. You get a red line through it, still no explanation how to do it right. And then you move on under the assumption you did get it. And if you're doing maths, where everything leads into the next subject, you're fucked. No, that's a good point, Luca. There is... Unfortunately, it doesn't have a lot of, like, widespread support. But there's kind of a new style of testing that's being introduced in some places. Which is... You don't... Like, you've got the day of the test. But... You can submit the test as many times as you like. So the idea is, you submit the test, you find out what you did right and wrong, and then you can resit the same test and fix the things you did wrong. Because the idea is that is a much better preparation for every other part of the work. If you get a job, and you fuck up the first time, your boss is going to say, okay, do it right this time. You don't get fired for making a mistake. If you never improve, that's a problem. But yeah, there should be an attempt to judge based on understanding. And I think essay systems are better for that, but they're still not perfect. Because even a lot of essay systems come down to, can you memorize my opinion well enough? But yes. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? The defense attorney should never believe that claim. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Skye, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Right, Zach? It's madness. My first trial without a Fae helping me. Yeah, but, like, you don't need... You've got Emma. It's fine. Yes, Luca, own being a dumbass. But also, you are legitimately smart, so also fuck that. Thank you, Toucans. I don't quite know how to interpret that sentence, but thank you. Yeah, that's because you probably went to one of the better schools, Bubbles. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. And also with a 16-year-old girl to help you. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Why is she allowed into the courtroom? She's very sweet. But she is in no way, like, a legal professional. Maya barely was, but you could argue, like, she at least worked at a legal office. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. God, you're such a dickbag immediately. Hi, Mickey. Time for me to have a bean. Do I have any of these left? Nope. Wait, I have one. Birthday cake or dirty dishwater? Also, hi, Nikki, you cute. Oh! Oh! Oh, dirty dishwater is so bad. Oh! Oh, it lingers. Edgeworth. Thank you, Nikki. It is much appreciated. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. He had offers, Lizard. He kept rejecting them because he was depressed, because he wasn't being constantly pounded by Edgeworth. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. You do not get to decide that she gets the death sentence. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. What does that mean, Edgeworth? Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. Cough up, Queen? Haven't I seen you somewhere? Cam, thank you for the host. Also for being a cutie. You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh-ho! Caviar! I've eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. God, that's such a good idea. Edgeworth, Phoenix, and Gumshoe in a polycule adopt Emma because her sister sucks. Thanks? Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? This is why everyone raves about... So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I've never had caviar. I've had crab roe. Not that amazing. I thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Yeah, Nikki. She got booba. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. Interesting. 2 years ago is also when Jake Marshall stopped being a detective. The fuck happened 2 years ago? She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Ah! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. You're right, Toucans. She has 2 bahunkadonkaroos, and she stopped being an investigator 2 years ago? More than a coincidence. Oh, lizard! Who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. A block. No, you're not wrong, Bubbles. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright. I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. She was the first influencer, Bubbles. She's also a stripper, but, like, she can be both. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Oh my god, the judge is only interested in Booba. Wait, are they talking about me? Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching! As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife, which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry. Are you quoting Monty Python? Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Red Mage, hello. You cute and I love you. I don't think that's important. On my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend? This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That's boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self. The judge had to think before replying. You know what? That's a good note to take, Emma. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Yeah, I don't think that's useful. By garish car, you mean... Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. The person you saw, are sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need something more substantial than that. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? Chief Prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Not present. Okay, so I can't look at the court record without doing that. No traces of the victim's blood. No prints. That's interesting. Anyway, one thing I want to point out... Oh, I can't turn this around. So, that does not say 67S122. It's upside down. It says 221 SL9. And I'm going to guess that SL9 was a case from 2 years ago, which this dude was re-investigating, which had to do with woman who lost job and man who lost job. Yeah, she would have been able to see through the chain link fence. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Except... It's weird. I can swear earlier someone said it was a stomach wound. But now it's a chest wound? Maybe I just misremembered. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. I'm just gonna press her on the remaining things. How did you know a day like this would come? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? He was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well, you may continue. You sensed something? You're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like... how would you say... No, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. What the fuck does that mean? I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition... Wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. Young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. And I must be a hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. Oh, Emma! Emma, you've murdered him in court! Oh, God! Police, come! Come quickly! In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Seen that... I pressed her on all of this. Huh. This is a tough one. What evidence do I have? So the wound was 4.5 inches and the knife was around 4 inches. That's not enough. What evidence do I have? Anything in here that's useful? Not really. Ah. Did I press this one? Yeah, garish car. Huh. Doesn't know. What an odd case this is. Are you sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly said... Oh, okay. I just have to press more, apparently. Prosecutors are nothing more than words. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep your those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me? I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? That is pretty fucking convincing evidence. The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snapped. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with the camera. Bitch, why did you have to bring that up? Why did you have to remind me? I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's accurate, Bubbles. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Yeah, that's... And that would explain why there are no prints. She's wearing gloves. That is unmistakably Lana's Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? However, was holding a knife in her right hand. Except, no, she wasn't. This is the moment of the crime. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet, it was still stronger than your feeble mind, Mr. Wright. Do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell. It could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? Ugh. You got a better idea? Oh, oh, oh. Always object. Nope, no problem is a problem here. That contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Stitch, that's an incredible thing to say. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skye was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves, made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Those gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder. A serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Hang on. If she planned the whole thing, why did she have to take a murder weapon from Edgeworth's car? She would have brought a murder weapon. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, mister. She's got them all thinking this was planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. Shit, I went too fast. Yeah. Why would she take the murder weapon from Edgeworth's toolbox? She would have brought a murder weapon. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. Gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Ugh. Ugh. Order, order, order! Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. I mean, so far you've only proven that it wasn't premeditated murder. All the evidence is still pretty strongly, it was murder. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else. Yeah, he's not wrong. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor has a grudge against the victim. That would take some proving. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. No, he was stabbed once. I knew she said that before. Victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? If you ordered a pizza and then killed the delivery boy and were wearing gloves, yes. But if you just ordered a pizza, that does imply that you plan on eating pizza. Maybe fucking the delivery boy. I mean, you know, we've all seen videos. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. I know what I need to present, but I'm also just going to press her. A human machine? That's a contradiction. It kind of does, Stitch. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth's sighs smell like citrus fruit. There's no way you can smell that from all the way over here. You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly? We often say chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done? How come she's getting mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people. I don't know enough Homestuck to comment, Stitch. Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know. Mrs. Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really sets her off. The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Do-do-do. Let's just check which part of this. One knife wound. I don't even need to. A single stab wound was found. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I am afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to loss of blood from one stab wound. My god, Edgeworth's kind of on our side. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. I mean, okay, Emma. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness. You got the crime scene set, right? No, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Yeah, no, Chris, you're correct. He doesn't want Lana to be guilty. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what bullshit is this from a woman with a hot dog necklace? Her red muffler? Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. But was she wearing it? She wasn't wearing it in the crime photo. So how's that, Miss Fancy Pants? So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. That is incredibly aggressive. She's right. Miss Skye was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But, wait. Isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. The judge with the bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr turned out to... Yeah. We've been through this. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. But if we look at the crime photo, she isn't wearing her red muffler. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she was stabbed by when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Edgeworth is stealing all my objections. The fucker. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. You know, I think Edgeworth also just really doesn't like this witness. Hello, Luca. I should add an unlurk command. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. Saw the crime and apprehended the subject. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Fuck off, no she didn't. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You are quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. Cobras are snakes, bitch. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Firstly, venomous. Secondly, so are... That's just a human thing. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Did she just rawr XD us? Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Hello, Zai. I'm actually reaching the point where I want to kind of wrap up stream, but I'm happy to have you here. Suspect attempted to run behind a partition. Where is this partition on the floor plan? I'm sure she means this wall next to the cars. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? Quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, arrested on the spot. I'm just going to press on everything until I find something useful. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Yeah, but there was a fence. Maybe I should press her for more details. No! Did you fucking vault the fence? I'd like to see on the floor, see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. Lunchland car was... She was a visitor. Thus, she was parked in Block B. So, you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing! The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. You couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So why did Miss Sky not get away? But... What? What do I do with that information? I assumed that would have helped me much more. Is there some weird hint in this photo that I'm not seeing? No, not really. Nothing useful that I can see in the floor plan. Curious indeed. I'll just keep pressing her for now. Whoops. Press her on that. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... Yeah, cell phone shit? By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the scene of the crime? Stitch! The fuck kind of emotes does Dan have? That's so cute. Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory... It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, I don't see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Stitch, no! Oh god. Oh god, poor Banjo. Apparently, it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? Should of course add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Oh, bitch. I saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall but had to use her cell instead. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. Yeah, you couldn't have fucking seen her. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? That is actually impossible. Whoops. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Star, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Thank you for cat jamming, chat. This is the cat jammiest track. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... That's interesting. That's interesting. What she saw... I think she's lying about where she saw it happening, frankly. Yeah. I think that's what she's lying about. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What's significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. I mean, that's certainly a thing to say. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. It was the security room. We know that she could have got access because her boyfriend worked there, and from there she could easily have seen all the phone debacle. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. Why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in Block A. I'm almost done, Luca, so you will miss very little. Have a good sleep. I hope that's what you're doing now. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Star? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Star. Order! Order! Witness! Oh, quickly, Luca, I hope you're still here. Just before you go to sleep. That was just for you. I hope Luca's still here. Otherwise, I'll just sound crazy. Yes, I am able to laugh on command and can do an evil laugh, apparently quite well. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright? Doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could just have said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. It would change the photo. If she didn't take the photo, then who did? Exactly. This photograph tells it all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. Oh my god! This is the first time in this whole series that anyone has addressed this issue. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. I think it's both of you. Nikki and Cam, both cute. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would it change? It would change the angle of viewing the crime. From the security guard station, she wouldn't have been able to photograph the crime from where she did. The angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, security guard station is on the second floor. And, she would have sort of had a more 3D view of the crime. And this is important. Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright. Okay, are we not addressing the fact that the photo was taken from the other side of the fence? Apparently not. It would definitely have changed the distance. But I don't think that I don't personally think 30 feet versus, 60 feet matters. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plan and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. Bed, wed, behead. Judge from Ace Attorney 2. Minecraft Steve or Joker. Cam, what are these? Anyway, I would fuck Steve. No, I would marry Steve. I think Steve would be a good long-term partner. I would fuck the Joker, because that's an experience that you're never going to replicate. And I'll kill the judge because he's too incompetent. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. How long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness? That's fine, Cam. That just means that he can't do anything negative to me. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? Quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. God, that is way too long to have to run. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in Block B. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Are we not addressing how the photo got taken? Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? I feel like the photograph itself is evidence, but I have to raise an objection of some kind. Yeah, it's very cute, Cam, because they can't admit that they're in Japan. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea, I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. This time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Well then, seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Okay. I'm going to get to where she starts describing her evidence, and I'm going to save. I've been going an hour longer than usual. I forget how long these sections are. Is this another one of her one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Ooh, a triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Oh, the judge is an idiot. Okay. I'm just gonna save. Because, boy, this is going long. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But at some point today, I need to eat dinner. And that's apparently not going to happen. Well, no, you're not wrong, Cam. He has proven that he is interested in Booba. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. It was a lot of fun. I kept expecting like a natural break and it didn't come, so here we are. Thank you, as I said, for joining me. It was great. Who should we raid? Dan is streaming Apex, Barry's streaming Psychonauts, Sarah is streaming Fallout. Anybody else that would make a good raid? I'm sorry, Chester. In my defense, I went 45 minutes longer than usual. But also, Chester, I love you. Yes. I know you were here earlier, Alistair, and I'm glad you were lurking. If there are no objections, I'm just gonna raid Barry. You want me to raid Gamer? I can raid Gamer. I don't know them super well, but I don't mind. So let's raid Gamer. Yeah. So, my next stream would normally be Wednesday, but I am participating in the day off Twitch on the 1st of September. To protest the fact that Twitch is doing fucking nothing about hate raids and follow bots. So you will not be seeing me on Wednesday. Instead, my next stream will be this coming Friday at 5:30 Eastern Time. Where I will be doing one last stream of Slay the Streamer, which I'm having a lot of fun with, and chat seems to be having a lot of fun with. So I hope to see you then. In the meantime, I hope you'll all stay cute, because you should.